cutting on harmful habits. But at the same time, there are more complex things that proven to as harmless as it can be virus that will deliver this piece of genetic information. Telomere length and mitochondrial adhesion appear to be interrelated. And
hi everybody, and welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I am naturopathic practitioner Fiona Chin, co-founder of the Kidney Coach, Kidney Disease Solution, and Kaigenesis, which are our products. And I am joined today again by a very distinguished doctor, and that is Dr. Alex Grinberg. Alex, thank you again for joining us. So Dr. Grinberg is a very distinguished medical professional. He started his medical training when he was 16. So I call him a bit of a savant back in Moscow, and he completed 3 years of his PhD program in clinical immunology. He's got over 3 decades of experience in medicine. And I think what I really appreciate about Dr. Grinberg's knowledge is that he has got all of this amazing knowledge when it comes to the latest technologies coming out, biotech, and their advances in medicine, and then how to stack that along with things like longevity, peptide medicine, to really add to what Western medicine can offer us, and then really take that to the next level by really staying on the cutting edge. So he works in clinical practice, he works with patients. I'm sending him my very complicated cancer patients all the time because he's got such a good amount of knowledge around that, and all the, like I say, the latest technology that's coming out. So Dr. Grinberg, thank you again for joining us. I always appreciate your time, knowledge, and expertise. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that? I know you are really on the cutting edge. First off, why don't you tell everybody what telomere erosion actually means and how that relates to aging? Is it something that will happen to everybody? What sets us up for that? And then what can we do to look after our little telomeres?
Thank you. So basically, telomeres are small cups. They consist of nucleotides at the ends of chromosomes, and their length gradually decreases with each cell division. So obviously, their potential is not unlimited, and different factors affect how fast telomeres are shortening. And good thing is that it's also reversible, and you can extend the length of shortened telomeres with different things, ranging from simple epigenetic, I would say epigenetic, back to epigenetics influences like reducing stress, reducing unwanted negative emotions, meditating, doing breathing exercises, and of course watching your diet and cutting on harmful habits. But at the same time, there are more complex things that proven to increase telomere lengths, ranging from gene therapy interventions, peptides, taking supplements. And I will talk briefly about each of them. So in gene therapy, for about last 2 decades, there were attempts to deliver genes that interfere with expression of genes regulating telomerase. So to simply explain it, there is an enzyme that is responsible for elongating telomeres. So you can affect this enzyme by adding or editing genes that are responsible for production of this enzyme. And this gene therapy usually utilize some mild and let's say harmless as it can be virus that will deliver this piece of genetic information to individual genome, and hopefully will work this way, stimulating telomerase to elongate telomeres. And peptides also very doing good job in this area, like epithalone is first peptide identified and tested many times, and proven that it extends telomere length, and obviously across many different cell types and tissues, although probably it should be further studied. And potentially some other peptides may elongate telomeres directly or indirectly. For example, we'll discuss soon mitochondrial dysfunction, and it should be mentioned that telomere length and mitochondrial attrition appear to be interrelated, and definitely, as every process in our body needs energy, rebuilding our telomeres also requires energy, and mitochondria are energy station, and a significant part of the energy is consumed to restore telomere morphology and function. And for the same reason, NAD plus injections that became popular. Some scientists saying that 80% of NAD is consumed for energy to elongate telomeres. So
80%. I didn't know it was that high. That's amazing.
Yes, I heard of this in a recent A4M conference, but it's also science in progress, and definitely, obviously, I believe it depends on uniqueness of every individual genome, how many percents of NAD goes for telomere elongation, and what genes are activated, because it's not one group of genes, it's complex of different mechanisms and processes that regulate this. And it's not only telomere length, it's it's well known that sometimes when telomere length is more than normal, it triggers other pathological processes. It's also telomeres functional health. Obviously, I would speculate it's how fast they're able to rebuild themselves, and how correctly they, because they all consist from nucleotides, so it's also genetic information material, how they're able to rebuild themselves without letting any mutations, even small one, happen there. So many things important to maintain the length and structure. And it's telomere length is extremely important in kidney health. As recently, due to COVID pandemic, a lot of, as virology is closely interrelated with genetics, it was noticed that after viral infection, telomere lengths and kidney cells were also studied. There was shortening of telomere lengths post-COVID infection. And obviously, long COVID, yeah. And I've seen some of my patients who did very well, and whose kidney function was restored to normal, almost normal, with peptides and other interventions after they got COVID, and unfortunately, sometimes after they got vaccination, their symptoms worsened.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. And I guess telomere erosion, DNA damage, and mitochondrial function are all related. Do you want to let people know why the length of the telomere cap on the end of the DNA and chromosomes is so important, and what that role of telomeres and the capping is, and what it provides to DNA?
Again, it's oversimplification, but they're important because they are cellular division is very complexly regulated process, and participation of telomeres and regulating this process is basically one of the most important factors in cell division, and cell division and different stages of cell division, and sometimes arrest, that stopping in certain stage of cell division. That's what actually makes a difference between normal cell and cancer cell, one of the main factors. So there is a very thin line between some deviation in normal cell division and helping the cell proceed, and the normal healthy cell line changing as little as possible with each consequent division, following division, or turning into mutated or even senescent or malignant cells. So for this reason, when telomere length drops under certain limit, this cell unable to function normally and start pathway to senescence.
Yeah.
and eventually apoptosis. That means cell's death, aging and death of the cell itself.
Yeah.
So maintaining normal lengths of telomeres, we can maintain normal division, and the less mutated and the less changes the daughter cell from mother cell, the better whole body and entire organism is, because the cells remain healthy and as close to the useful state as possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I always think about how they sort of cap the end of the cells to make sure that they're dividing in a healthy way rather than an unhealthy, sick way. Thank you for your expertise. If anyone wants to contact Dr. Grinberg and work with him one-on-one, whether it be kidney disease, especially integrating peptide medicine into your regime. I know I've used him personally for that. I'll put Dr. Grinberg's details below. He works out of San Francisco and is available to do telehealth and Skype consults with people all around the country. So, and as well in different countries, because he's working with some of my cancer patients. So again, Dr. Grinberg, thank you so much for your knowledge and expertise. It is always a privilege and an honor to have someone as esteemed as you on our channel sharing your wealth of information. If you want to know more about what we do, head to www.kidneycoach.com. You'll find us on Instagram and Facebook under the same name. Remember to hit subscribe and like. That way you will be notified anytime we put up new videos. And if there's any topic that you want Dr. Grinberg to talk about, or if you have any questions about this podcast, please put them in the notes below and we will be sure to answer them. Thanks again for being part of our community. Dr. Grinberg, thank you again for your time, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.